Lepore, let's talk about the Conn Smythe Trophy right now.
Sure.
Right now, Cale Makar is the favorite to win the Conn Smythe.
Shocking.
At plus 180. He is unbelievable. Nathan
That's
McKinnon.
even a good bet. That's even a good bet.
Honestly, Cale Makar at plus money right now, it should almost be a lock.
Well, like you said, if someone said, "Okay, bet the Avalanche to win the cup," at minus was it 210 or
210.
Makar at plus 180, I take the Makar bet.
Even
like
parlay
well.
that if you want. Avs to win the cup, Makar to win the Conn Smythe.
And it's even money or whatever it would end up being, or ish. Yeah. I mean, who else? Who else is on that list?
Then you got McKinnon, who's plus 200. I still think McKinnon can win the Conn Smythe. He has 11 goals in 14 playoff games, 18 points overall. He's 4 points behind Cale Makar.
That's what I was going to say. I think Makar is more than him.
Yeah, Makar leads the team in scoring in the playoffs with 22 points.
Yeah.
Which is insane for a defenseman. And then right after that, it's Igor Shesterkin at 8-1 to win the Conn Smythe. So those are your top three. But Cale Makar, man, I mean, this dude is insane. Kelly Rudy said on the Sportsnet panel in the intermission that he got a text. I believe he said it was from a former player who said that he thought Cale Makar is the best defenseman that we've seen since Bobby Orr. And I know it sounds like an extremely hot take because there have been several Hall of Famers who have played in this league since Bobby Orr retired. So to say that Cale Makar is the best defenseman since Bobby Orr, that's saying a lot, man. But like Paul Coffey and Nick Lidstrom. And
well, I was going to say, people were saying that when Carlson exploded, like those Norris trophies, putting up 80 points. Oh, he's the best offensive defenseman since Bobby Orr. And you mean, touching on the Carlson thing, I'd be nervous if I was Makar, if that comparison was made, but he's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, watching this guy, he can do it all. Like, he's obviously insanely talented offensively, but defensively, the way that he exits the zone, the way that he just, you're
giddy, Bruno. You got a man crush or what?
Oh man, you know, I love my D man because that was the position I played when I played hockey. Like, I'm a nerd over defenseman, and just the way that he moves the puck, the decisions he makes, the little plays he makes in the D zone, like he's like deflecting pucks, getting in lanes. Oh my God, he's absurd.
Yeah,
honestly, he's a magician out there, and he's the best defenseman in the NHL. And like you said, Lepore, I mean, I think we should all just be betting on Cale Makar at this point to win the Conn Smythe.
Yeah, like people forget that it's not the NBA where they have the finals MVP. It's not the Stanley Cup final MVP. It's the playoff MVP. So like going over those numbers, I mean, and it's not just about points, but the fact that you said Makar has 4 more points than McKinnon. So even if McKinnon outscores him by a handful of points in the final and they win and they're about the same, I'm going with the defenseman who put up those numbers. So to me, that one's a no-brainer. And like Makar is not going to have a poor series. Well, I'll ask you this. You think McDavid gets any votes as a guy not even in the final?
There's going to be people that end up voting for Connor McDavid. Yeah, I can already see it happening, which is actually insane because I don't think there's ever been a player who got eliminated in the third round and got Conn Smythe votes. I could be wrong.
Carlson did.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he was bananas in that playoff. I remember him getting a couple. I don't know about first place, no first place votes. I don't think, but he was on the sheet.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be people that vote for McDavid, but man, that just doesn't sit well with me. You can't be voting for a guy who didn't even make the cup final. I'm all for giving the Conn Smythe to the loser in the Stanley Cup final, especially if they were like exceptional. And I know it's rare. Like, I believe the last time it happened was J.S. Jaguar. Was it not? When Anaheim lost in the cup final. I believe they lost to New Jersey that year.
It was Jersey, Jaguar. That was the Babcock Ducks that like knocked out Detroit and all that went on that miracle when he stood on his head. And yeah, it's happened before. Like, people forget one of the Oilers Cups, their second one, they gave it to Hextall. Like, he was the goalie for the Flyers. It's kind of funny, like Gretzky, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they was trying to be cute and give it to like the goalie of the losing team. Glenn Hall got one for St. Louis against the Bruins. But I think that's the bet right now, man, to get plus money on Cale Makar. Elliot Friedman made a point during 32 Thoughts, and I'll get your yes or no on this. he said he can't see a world where Makar, I maybe wasn't putting this much of a slam dunk on it, but essentially he said he wouldn't be surprised if Makar wins a Hart Trophy in his career. And it's tough for a defenseman to win a Hart Trophy. If someone put a briefcase of $1 million in front of you and said, if you get this question right, you get the $1 million. Is Cale Makar going to win a Hart Trophy? What would you say?
It's funny you brought that up, Lepore, because I listened to the exact same 32 Thoughts podcast yesterday.
God bless 32 Thoughts. I'm still waiting for them to call us and ask us if we want to be guests on the show.
It's going to happen at some point. Don't you worry. But yeah, I heard Elliot Friedman say that, and I paused for a second. Honestly, man, I disagree with Elliot Friedman.
You can't see it?
I can't see it, and I'll tell you why. Because Connor McDavid is still in the NHL. And Connor McDavid, every year, he's in his prime right now. And he's a little bit older than Cale. I believe he's older than Cale Makar. Like McDavid's a 97. When was Cale Makar born?
Well, how many years has Makar played in the league? Like 4 years in the league or something? Yeah, I think McDavid's like a year or two older. I think
Let me check. Makar's only 1 year younger than Connor McDavid.
Okay.
So he's 23, born in 98. So it's going to take like an exceptional season. Like he's going to have to close in on like 100 points, honestly. Like he's going to have 90 to 100 points, phenomenal defensive numbers, because McDavid every year is going to put up like 120 points.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have Austin Matthews, who's probably going to win the Hart Trophy this year. If Matthews has another 55 plus goal season, the Leafs
he missed games this year too, like a 65, even God forbid, like a 70 year or something like that.
Like that's still in play for Matthews. Like he could have another insane goal scoring season. And as great as Cale Makar is, and I have a man crush on him and all of that, it's just so hard for a D-man to win the Hart Trophy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lepore. I think the last defenseman to do it was Pronger.
Yeah, 2000 was it? Yeah.
So 22 years ago, Chris Pronger. Like
that's actually kind of, I don't know. That's kind of bullshit to think it's been that long since a defenseman's won. Like we have to go over the winners, and I'm not saying like specifically, but just that idea that it's been 20 plus years since they named a defenseman the best player in the league. I don't know.
Especially with Nick Lidstrom being in the league,
right?
For like half of those seasons. It is pretty crazy to think about.
But like you said, now that I am thinking about it, you go over the last 20 years and it's like, well, you have like Crosby and Ovechkin. It's tough. Like it's tough for a defenseman.
There's a lot of good players. Like you have to have like an outlier, exceptional season, and he's capable of it. I just think the odds are stacked against him. As long as guys like Connor McDavid are skating around and fully healthy. Like maybe it's a year where McDavid suffers an injury. Even McKinnon, man. Like McKinnon can still win a Hart Trophy.
Yeah, you could get it.
So yeah, that's why when Friedman was like, 100% Makar is going to win a Hart Trophy. I don't know. I just think the odds are stacked against him. As simple as that.